Did you never take a bus in New York?
Never not one time.
There's no such thing as right person, wrong time.
Helen Keller. It's like, did anybody just Google if she really was real?
Well, I mean, she was a real person, but people don't believe she was deaf and blind.
I know, but I'm like, what if she comes out and like she looks...
They're gonna say ugly. Welcome back to another episode of Mean Girl Pod. Hello.
Ha. Hello.
Guess what?
What?
I now officially live with a boy, and you now officially live in a beautiful house that's almost fully decorated.
So many updates. I noticed on your Zoom call, I was like, are you home? And by home, I mean, are you at your apartment, which used to be Pete's?
I know. I need to stop saying, I'm always like, I'm going to Pete's apartment. And then I'm like, no, I live here now. I pay rent. This is my home.
It's our apartment.
I know. And it feels so good. It's only been literally like 3 days, but it's been so fun living with him. And we mounted our TV the other day, and this is the first time in 3 years that I've had a TV in the bedroom. And it's been game-changing having a TV in the bedroom. That's probably my favorite part of the entire apartment.
Well, you of all people, like I have not turned on my TV yet in the bedroom, but you, like I think the stickers are still on it. You deserve a TV in your bedroom. Like you are a TV watcher,
right?
You're a show watcher.
Just being able to, because like I love to be fully comfortable when I watch TV, and for me, the only way that's going to happen on a couch is when we can truly invest in a nice couch. Because you know how, like, your really cheap, like, college dorm or, like Pete and I have just, like, a crappy couch he's had since college. Like, we aren't going to buy a nice couch until we move out of the city because you only can have, like, a couch this big. So it's just not comfortable to sit on, you know?
Oh, I mean, I totally hear you. And I think being able to sit in bed, have your TV behind you and your laptop on your... like right here, you can do so many things at once and watch like mindless TV. I think that'd be really nice.
I agree. When are you going to give us a house tour? Because your house, based off the pictures I've seen, it looks so you based off of the decorations. And I just need to see the whole thing.
I need like I don't know why I'm being so weird, but I'm not being weird, but I really need this one. There's like this dining room table that I have to wait forever on, and it's like blue and green marble, and it like all mixes together, and it seriously ties everything together. And without it, I just don't feel as though the place makes as much sense. So I'm waiting on that to arrive, and then the nursery. I don't have a crib. I was like walking in here, and I went for my 31. I'm like 31 and like some change today, and I'm like. People can have water break. Like you could have the baby kind of at any point, which like probably isn't going to happen. But I'm like, I need to now pay major attention to this nursery, and like then I can do the house tour. But I think it was like a crash course of like getting most of it ready to where like I feel comfortable, and then I'm like in 85% of the way there, and I need to take it over the finish line.
What if your water broke when we were recording?
That would be so. You know that? Who's the girl? You showed me her for the first time. Taylor Frankie Paul.
Yes.
For some reason, you'll show me like a lot of people, and not a lot of them catch for me. And like I don't know. I just watch every video that girl posts. Like she's one of the only people I follow like so intensely. But she was making a video, and her water like broke IRL, and so I remember seeing it, and it's just like a ton of water. Like her sweatpants just looked like she peed 7 times in her sweatpants. And so it's the only like real image I have of what it would be like if my water broke.
Because when your water breaks, is it always a ton of liquid comes out, or is there some situations where your water will break but nothing actually happens?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like I gotta check these myths out, because I was just thinking about this today. The girl was doing like the scan, and she was like, "Oh, she has hair. Like she has like a little head of hair." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that means that I'm gonna get heartburn, right?" She was like, "No, that is such a stupid myth. Like there's nothing to do with it. Some people have heartburn and some people don't." And I was like, "No, there are so many videos online about how you get heartburn, you know?" And so I'm like, I don't know if this is another myth that like all water breaks the same or not. I have no idea.
Yeah, movies just dramatize water breaking, where it's like a pool just comes out of you. But if you said Taylor Frankie Paul, that happened to her, now I'm like, maybe it does happen. I don't know.
Yeah, it totally did happen to her. So I don't know what it'll be like.
Does your baby have a name? Like, have you guys found a name yet? Or are you still on the fence about some?
I have like 7 that I love. And I don't know which one. Like, it depends. Like this week, I think Riley's cute. You know, a lot of times I think Harper's cute, but I see Harper's become like very popular. So I don't know. Like, I like Tate, I like Max, Riley. What are the other ones? I just have like a list and I just kind of go through them. So I don't know what it is.
I love Tate or Tatum, but let me tell you, when you said Riley, for some reason, I picture your little girl. I feel like that would fit her really well.
I know, but I'm like, what if she comes out and like she looks, you know how some babies look super girly?
I thought you were going to say ugly.
No, I used to be all babies are ugly squad, and I'm like every baby's cute. like I just cry.
But yes, I know you mean, like some come out like looking like a girly girl and some look like a tomboy.
Yeah, some look like a porcelain American Girl doll, like they for real do. And like I didn't, you know, like I look at my baby photos and I'm like, that wasn't me. So I think like maybe that'll depend. I don't know. I'm just gonna follow my gut.
I'm so curious to see what traits the baby takes on, and who she will look more like. Yes,
I know, and it because like him and I don't think I think you and Pete look alike.
Yes,
like you guys, I could guess what your baby will look like. Harrison and I, we don't look alike. Like I would need to be with a blonde-haired, blue-eyed person to look like them, kind of. And it's just that's not what's happening. So this kid's not. Maybe she'll be a blend, but she could look very drastically like more like one than the other.
No, I'm so excited. Also, before we get too deep into this episode, we got to talk about this beautiful baby sitting right next to me. That's a can.
Speaking of kids,
this is my child that I brought. She sat in a little pouch and I brought her all the way here. I took a bus, a subway, kept her safe.
You took a bus? We'll talk about that later. Tell me about your flavor.
I'm back on the ruby red train, which to me just gives me gender reveal vibes because it's half a blue can, half a pink can. And it's so good. I mean, it just tastes like kind of like strawberry. Let me have another sip. Yeah, like a little bit of like a strawberry flavor. It's really good. It's my go-to. It's they also make the skinny cans, which I love. I love those. They're so like pretty.
I really love the skinny cans. Yeah, but man, Monsters cans, I saw them yesterday in Best Buy, and it was the ultras, and like the way that they have all these different colors is kind of fun.
Oh my God, yeah. And like I see them everywhere, and I'm always so like I just want to keep grabbing them and trying all. I mean, I've tried all the flavors, but it's just so fun to pick a new flavor every time I'm at the convenience store.
It's so I think that I'm gonna really be guzzling those. I'm very excited.
This will be your and Harrison's go-to drink once the baby's born. You'll be like, I need caffeine.
Yeah. It's gonna be my postpartum fuel.
Yeah.
Why'd you take a bus?
Did you never take a bus in New York?
Not one time.
Okay,
trying to think. No.
So I live on the west side, and we're recording fully on the east. And as you know, in New York, there's no crosstown crosstown subway. That's easy. So the best way to get across town is through a bus. And I actually love the bus because it's air conditioned, and you almost always have a seat, and you can use your phone the entire time because you're above ground.
That's okay. Using your phone the entire time is really nice. Is it a subway card?
Yeah, it's the same amount as a subway. You just tap your phone. But let me tell you, the amount of people who don't tap their phone and just get away with it is wild. Like the bus has like 3 doors. No one cares if you go in the back door and don't scan your phone. Sometimes I'll go on the bus and I'll scan my phone and my friends will be like, you actually scan? I'm like, are you kidding me? You know how guilty I would feel if I just kept getting free rides every day?
Yeah, you kind of got to do the process.
But yeah, I love the bus. It's great.
Oh, that's amazing. I had no idea. And it just stops like a subway. Is it on the app? Does it say like you could take the L?
Yeah, so you get on the bus and it has specific stops along the way, and you can check the Metro app, or on the bus it'll be like next stop XYZ and XYZ. And then you can like follow the map on the bus too a bit. And then the stop after that. And then the stop after that. Have you ever been on a bus?
I've been on a bus, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've been on buses. I've never taken like the bus system in New York City though.
I actually really like it too because I live way uptown. So my bus is just filled with nannies and their children that they watch. So it's just like me, older people, and like nannies on the bus. It's great.
I mean, it's great. You had me at being able to use, like I loved the subway, but being able to use your phone, it's genius.
And you see daylight because you're above ground. Like that's one thing that sucks about the subway is you are like below ground for sometimes 30, 40 minutes. You don't know what's going on up there.
No, and the subway started to scare me a bit with like the pushes, you know, like I really would like always kind of grab like a little pole beside me just to make sure.
Yeah, and you being pregnant, like if I was your husband, I would be like, no, you're not going to take the subway by yourself when you're pregnant. You can take the bus though.
Totally. I was on like 2 subways. I saw one fight on one. I think I saw 2 fights break out, you know, and it's just like, and it just feels a little better on the bus because the bus can stop at any time and open the doors.
Exactly. I could
and
not
then
agree
subway,
more.
you're like, well, we're all just kind of down here in a cave.
Yeah, and I've been really lucky with my subway experiences, but it has, I feel like, gotten a little worse. And then maybe it's because of the heat, but there's been a few times where I've been on the subway, even with Pete and I'm just like, I feel so uncomfortable. And then the subway starts to slow down and you're like, of course, now we're going to get stuck and I'm in a car where I feel unsafe. And it's just like, I like the bus.
Yeah, the bus sounds great. It sounds like, especially like if it's air. Yeah, good. I'm a bus person for
Me
you.
too.
Quick pause to talk about Ouai hair products because you guys, it can be so frustrating to find a shampoo and conditioner combo that caters to your hair type. Do you ever feel like sometimes it can be a bit one size fits all, except you don't fit in that one size? Same. So enter Ouai. It is the hair care that gives you the self-confidence and the hairstyle that you want. Jordyn, you love Ouai, don't you?
Oh my God. I use the detox shampoo, their hair oil. I like am truly so obsessed and will not stop using their products probably to the day I die. Because look how pretty and shiny my hair is, even though it's up.
It's always so shiny. And I use their thick hair shampoo and conditioner because my hair has been so dry. And so it's like putting on like a layer of lotion on my hair. It's absolutely incredible. So if you're like salivating in the mouth, but for the hair, we've got you guys covered because the Ouai hair products, you guys probably see them everywhere. And it's O-U-A-I. Pronounced Ouai, but it's O-U-A-I. So whether you want volume, if you're in between fine hair, or if you have thick hair, or if you're somewhere in between and you don't know what to do, or if your hair is so dry and you need some moisture-rich solutions, Ouai's got you covered. Go to theouai.com. That's TheOuai.com. And use code MEANGIRL for 15% off your entire purchase. That's TheOuai.com. Enter code MEANGIRL.
Also, last week, we talked a little bit about pop culture, and it was a lot of fun, and our DMs said that they liked it. So we're going to go over some pop culture stuff. But I need to know about the Kamala Harris and Charlie XCX Brat stuff because you understand it, and I am just learning about it kind of as of 15 minutes ago.
Well, you texted and you were like, did she call her Brat and like changed her bio? And you hear Brat and you think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right. You think it's like a negative thing, but it was actually an endorsement because it was, so the way Charlie XCX is like framing Brat, which is like her new album, I guess, name, is it's kind of like an overcorrection of a good girl. It's like a bad girl vibe. Like it's sometimes you don't say the right thing is one of like the examples that she used. Sometimes you say something like kind of stupid or like it's kind of like grit. All in all, she's like, I meant it as a total endorsement for Kamala. And it shifted the way that Gen Z, a lot of Gen Z, like for Charlie XCX to do that was like a massive thing for Kamala. I've been objectively studying the political climate, like very objectively. So I'm just reporting here. I'll say, so I want to say this on the other side too. I think Trump made a very good choice of picking JD Vance because I was reading about that equally.
Who
So I'm
is that? JD Vance?
God. It's that's his running mate.
JD Vance?
Do you remember Hillbilly Elegy?
That sounds familiar.
So that's like the book of all of this is just reporting, right? I'm very unbiased here. I'm apolitical.
Oh, I love that movie. I've seen that movie.
Okay, so that's like the book about so JD Vance wrote that book. That's the book of the people that elected Trump, basically. It's like, we all think about the people on Twitter, that vote, but it's like you didn't think about the blue collar man that lives out in Iowa, 300 miles outside the city, those people. And so I think Charlie XCX calling Kamala a brat and then Kamala leaning into it, changing her Twitter bio, like really appealed to the youngins. Likewise, do I think Trump picking Vance, who was like, he served in the military, right? So he's like that, people say to some people, you don't get more American than that. And then he also went into investment banking, right? So he kind of like did the trajectory. He appeals to a lot of like the billionaire business people, but he also appeals to the blue collar guy. So I think both sides. Now I think we have an interesting race. How about that?
It's wild. This election is definitely going to be one that even Julie was like, that history will talk about, like Charlie XCX endorsing President Kamala.
She's in history books now.
It's wild. Yeah, literally. Charlie XCX put herself in history books.
I can't remember who it was that posted this meme. Not a meme, but like it was a saying, and it was like, this is a very confusing chapter of somebody's history book in like 2054. Like some kid sitting there and it's like, so he was assassinated, then he was too old, so then he dropped down, and then she was up. And it's just like, they're going to be like, what?
Dude, the energy that has been in July has been wild. Like so many things have happened where I'm just like, anything else? Like, not even just with politics, but like with pop culture, everything. I'm like, what is happening?
I'm like, we got to make it till November with these two, just watching them.
Yeah. It's like, even today, yesterday, my therapist called me and she was like, so I forgot to renew my license, so I can't see you for 4 weeks. I'm like, what is happening? What is going on with July?
That's crazy. What?
They like didn't inform her that her license was up. And they're like, oh, you need to renew it. And she's like, why didn't anyone tell me? So now she's like back renewing it, but it will take 4 weeks to like process. And I'm just like, anything else? Anything else?
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but it's just like the name of the game. It's like every time I blink, I swear there's just like a new thing on the internet where I'm like, nothing shocks me these days.
No, nothing does.
Something positive, though, that I really need to talk to you about since you're from Oklahoma is the movie Twisters with Glen Powell.
Yes, your boy. Is it Glennon or Glenn?
Glen Powell. Glen Powell, yeah.
Okay, Glenn, okay.
Oh, I love him. I think he is God's gift to earth.
But he's highly relevant right now, right?
Yeah, so
like he's kind of on an uptick.
Yeah, so that's why I like Glenn, because he is somebody who has been working in the acting field since he was 13, and he's now just getting his big break. Like 20 years later, he's like 35. And he is someone who's truly never given up on his dreams. He started in Spy Kids 3. He had like a cameo. And then he played like little roles here and there. Like he was in Scream Queens, The Setup. And then he was in Maverick Top Gun with Tom Cruise. And that's where he got his big break, which was interesting because people assumed Miles Teller would have skyrocketed because he was Rooster, the main character. But like nothing really came from him doing that movie. And the funny thing about that movie is Tom Cruise called Glenn and was like, you didn't get the role, or they called Glenn and were like, you didn't get the role Rooster. And Glenn, this is like an interview I literally just watched yesterday. Glenn was like heartbroken. He thought he wasn't going to pursue that movie anymore. And then Tom Cruise called him and he was like, Glenn, I really want you to do this movie. And Glenn was like, I didn't get the role that I wanted. So I just like, don't think it's for me. And Tom Cruise was like, well, what do you want to be essentially when you grow up? Where do you see your career? And Glenn said, I want to be you, Tom. And Tom was like, well, how do you think I got there? And Glenn was like, because you pick great roles. And Tom was like, no, I pick great movies and then I make the roles I get great. And Glenn then chose to be in that movie at a very small role as Hangman. And since then, his career has literally just skyrocketed.
That's a really cool story that Tom Cruise called him and said that.
Yeah. And Glenn is just one of those people that in every interview, he is like so kind to his co-stars. People say that he will like pick up the phone and do anything for you. He has his parents cameo in all of the movie he's in. And he's just like, I don't know, I feel like he's just so deserving of all the success he gets. I just love him.
Wait, Glenn or Tom?
Glenn.
Glenn has his parents in every movie?
Yeah, he has them have like mini cameos. Like literally they'll just be like sitting behind him.
That is so cute.
I know. And he's from Texas. He actually lives, I think he's from Austin, Texas, actually. Yeah.
I know he lives here now, but I didn't. Okay, so is he from here?
I know he was born and raised in Texas, but I'm like 99% sure it was Austin.
All right, you guys, let's talk about HungryRoot. I needed Jordan to like be paying attention for this one because she texts like every day. I'm obsessed with HungryRoot. I'm obsessed with HungryRoot. And you know what? So am I, because it is so hard and frustrating to go meal plan, meal prep, go to the grocery store. Like, you guys know the drill. We're all exhausted and we're all trying to do it. But HungryRoot makes it possible to get meals delivered to your door, to eat healthy, to save on grocery shopping, all in one. It's just a box right to your door. It's that instant gratification that we want. It is the easiest way to eat healthy. They send you fresh, high-quality groceries, simple, delicious recipes, and the essential supplements. J-Dub, how obsessed are you?
I love HungryRoot so much. It's by far my favorite meal service because Pete is celiac, so he cannot eat any gluten. And when I was checking the boxes, you can do full gluten-free meals, which is perfect for him because, like I said, like it's so hard to find a meal that him and I can both eat. And then you can also do high protein, which we both love. And the food has been so good and so easy to make. We had the chicken fajitas last night, and they were probably the best fajitas I've ever had. And I'm not just saying that. And I usually don't like to eat healthy, but all of these meals taste so good. Pete can make them in like 8 minutes. And he just feels so happy and confident because he knows he's not digesting any gluten. Because sometimes when we go out, we're like, we don't know if this has gluten in it. And then like he'll have to make different meals at home for him and I. And this just like allows us to eat together. And it's been so fun for me to watch him cook it for me and then for me to eat it.
Yeah, it's yummy for you to consume. So they have meals, right? Like full-blown meals, but they also have healthy snacks, smoothies. Their smoothies are incredible. Sweets, ready-to-eat meals, kids snacks and meals, and then vitamins and supplements. So you guys go to their website, check it out because they have so much more than that too. That's just to name a few. And right now, HungryRoot is offering Mean Girl listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. That's incredible. Just go to hungryroot.com/Mean Girl to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. I mean, if that is not a bang for a buck, I don't know what is. That's hungryroot.com/Mean Girl. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you. That's incredible. Wow, what a guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's in Twister. Is he a main character?
Yeah, so he's the star of it with Daisy Edgar Jones. Did you ever see the show Normal People?
No.
So, I've only seen like one episode. I decided I want to read the book first. I think you would like it. It's a British show. It's like a rom-com. It's not a rom-com. It's like a romance, like enemies to lovers type of story. But she's known from that. And like their chemistry is just so great. And I'm like, I want you two to date. Like they're just so cute in interviews. And I just love it.
Oh, wait, are they both single?
Yes. Well, I mean, I know that like we know of, they could have secret relationships, but from what we know of, yeah.
My favorite, I love when people start dating after they're in movies together. Like, who's an example of that? We've had some like really good ones, but Gaga and Bradley Cooper, everyone thought after A Star Is Born did have a thing, but they didn't.
They should have had a thing. Well, everyone thought that Sydney and Glenn had a thing because their on-screen chemistry was so insane. But I mean, she's engaged. Like they don't. But I know a few, but I don't know I don't know their names of who they've.
I can't think of any off the top of my head. Like they start dating.
Julie said Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens from High School Musical.
Oh my gosh, that's right. That's like the classic one.
Right?
How could we forget? Yes.
But like, I don't know. I love it. The cast of Twisters was at a Luke Combs concert, and they like shotgun beers on the stage. And I'm just like, I just love this cast.
The cast seems to be like doing a whole tour together, and like I do see them all like always together. They did this like whole thing in Oklahoma, right? Like my friends, my family went and they had like the premiere, and like they did like the cast was there because a lot of, I guess, like the fact that I haven't seen this movie, it's kind of crazy, but I need you so tell me about it.
Well, so in one of the scenes of the movie, they're at like the Oklahoma airport, and now I'm wondering if they were actually at the Oklahoma airport, because like we've been there, and I wonder if they actually filmed in Oklahoma or if they filmed it somewhere else.
Yeah, I wonder too. I gotta watch it. Like I'll probably know if when I go see it, I'll know, but I don't know because I haven't seen it yet.
Well, I would love for you to see it because I need you to debunk some of these rumors. Like, how far are you from Tornado Valley? How far is your home?
Tornado Alley?
Yeah.
So where I went to you wouldn't know. I mean, yeah, how would you know, right? But it's like from where I live to where I went to college, it's dead in the middle.
Okay, and
I'm 25 minutes.
Are there actually multiple tornadoes there a day?
No, not multiple. Now, I feel like Oklahoma's gonna be like, oh, absolutely not. But there could have been a time period where there was. Now, what is true though, and it has to do with the way that the ground is, and so like tornadoes form when hot and cold air like mixes, right? And it would be the craziest thing because every time there was a tornado, like we always joked we would just never buy a house in Moore because tornadoes just hit the same place over and over again. Like they really do. Like Tornado Alley is truly Tornado Alley.
Yeah, why do people live there? I mean, I guess it's like anywhere there's been a hurricane, but like if your house is getting destroyed.
But not kidding, if there's a tornado, I mean, we would be like pretty sure it's gonna hit there.
Yeah, because in this movie,
and it would most of the time it would.
They were having like 3 tornadoes a day, and I was like, is this for real?
No, it's not that intense there. No.
Did you ever have an experience with a tornado where you were literally like frightened for your life? Like, what was the biggest tornado you ever had?
So here's the thing. I was thinking about this. Tornadoes and some, so there's tornado season, right? And some tornado seasons have more tornadoes than others. And so gosh darn it, if I wasn't pregnant, I would know it off the top of my head. I'm so sorry to my Oklahomans. I want to say it's the May 15th tornado, but it was an F5, right? And that's the worst it can get. And that one, I'll never forget. Like, we got in the car the next day, me and my uncle, my dad, I think, a bunch of us, and like we went and drove around. I mean, these tornadoes can cause such mass destruction. Like they can just flatten, rip through, trees are thrown everywhere. So a lot of times I have seen debris, but I've never been, like we have a tornado shelter at my parents' house that you park over, right? It's the underground kind. Yeah, so like we have a shelter, but like my friend Sydney, for example, she has an above, like her parents have an above ground shelter, like her mom's closet is tornado proof. And so I remember though we would get in the, I know you get away from windows, you get in the middle room of a house, like you get in a bathtub if you can, and you put pillow. Like I've done that so many times. Like I've taken shelter from a tornado, but I would say we've been in my parents' shelter maybe 3 times, and my dad had to get in it once back in May, I remember. But a lot of times, okay, tornadoes are very serious, and they have killed so many people. Most, but not, it's hard to say this, but we do laugh at the weathermen, right? Because they'll start to tell you it's going to be the biggest tornado ever, and you get a light rainfall. And so we joke too that tornado watching a lot of times for people that are familiar with it is like a 6-pack on the porch watching the tornadoes. Because if you know how to read the maps, like so when I was little, I was so afraid of tornadoes. My parents had to take me to the News 9 weather facility. And we have like the weather hub of the United States in Norman, Oklahoma, just because we're A, the middle of America, but B, like we could measure everything for some reason. So I had to go down there because I couldn't spend the night out anymore because I would get so afraid if I saw even like a cloud that a tornado was going to come and like kill my whole family. Fast forward to now, I know how to just like read the maps, and you can pretty much tell they can change direction, but you can tell if they're going to hit you. I'm kind of rambling about tornadoes because I've just like lived with them my whole life. But they're scary, but if you're watching the news.
So in Minnesota, we actually, it was so weird. There was like a couple summers where we would get like 1 or 2 tornadoes and then all of a sudden they like stopped. But I told you my worst tornado experience, right? With my dad.
No, tell me.
I probably did, but maybe your pregnant brain doesn't remember. So I also was terrified of tornadoes. Like I would like fall to the floor, shake as a kid, like throw up. My mom would be like, you have to get up and go to like the storm shelter. And my dad growing up, like he was very much so one of those dads who like worked all the time. So he didn't come to a lot of our like sporting events. And one time my dad decided to take me to swimming lessons. And and this was an anomaly. Like my mom always brought me to swimming lessons, but my dad was like, I don't know why he did, but he's like, I'll take Jordyn to swimming lessons. Go to swimming lessons. All of a sudden the sirens start to go off. I'm like 5 or 6. No, I'm probably like 8 years old. And I am so physically ill because I think the tornado is going to kill my brother, my mom, me, and my dad. I throw up all over my dad's work clothes. And my mom is just kind of like, that's what you get for not taking the kids to their events more often.
She's like, sorry, dude.
And it was like a funnel or a wall cloud. It wasn't even like a full tornado touchdown.
But that's what happened to little kids. Like, we can't comprehend a tornado.
They're terrifying. I mean, like we had a house, like our house thankfully was never damaged, but like our neighboring houses had tornado damage. It's scary.
That's what's so crazy about them, though, is the house beside you can be leveled flat and yours can be fine.
Yeah, it is actually wild how they work. But overall, your homework is for you and Harrison to see that movie because I think you would like really like it.
Well, I would love to see it with him. I need to ask him. I don't think he's ever seen a tornado. No, or he hasn't. He hasn't.
Yeah, I feel like you posted a long time ago when he was home. You like said something about like Harrison needs to experience his first tornado. I think I remember seeing that and being like, you're crazy.
Yeah, I was like, if I could only get so lucky.
Yeah.
It was over Easter. I was like, if I could only get a tornado and everyone be safe. That's what the internet these days. I remember I got so many DMs that were like, the insensitivity. And I'm like, okay, no, I want everyone to be safe. But I also, it can be a little wall cloud. It doesn't have to touch down. But I want him to get the experience of it's light outside and then it's pitch black.
Right.
And then you get those sirens. Like people need to experience that.
I remember Pete was like, because you know how like the sky turns green? Mm-hmm. Pete was like, in the movie, he saw like the sky turning and he was like, does that actually happen? I was like, yeah. Sometimes like so green, it gets like, it's so scary to think about being a kid and experiencing that.
Oh, it's so eerie. And then it starts to like rain sideways.
Yes, and hail. And you're like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
Yeah, because like the weather, you can't control it. So it is like so scary. Let's talk about weight loss. Dun, dun, dun. Because you guys know what we know, which is weight loss solutions are not a one size fits all. Everyone deserves a weight loss plan that is tailored to their specific needs because, as we talk about all the time, all bodies are different. So if you are struggling with losing weight and need some extra help, it's time you check out HERS, HERS. HERS connects you with a medical provider who will work with you to determine your best treatment option. If prescribed, you get a medication as part of a doctor-developed weight loss program, complete with ongoing support, check-ins, medication adjustment, and answers to 100% of your questions all the time. Through HERS, weight loss plans are more affordable, with GLP-1 injection starting at $199 per month with a 12-month prescription, no hidden fees, no access fees, and no membership fees. Weight loss by HERS is realistic, not restrictive, and it's focused on giving you access to a solution that is right for you. So, you guys, if this is of interest to you, if personalized treatment is of interest to you, and you want it just delivered directly to your door, then HERS might just be the perfect fit. So start your free online visit today at forhers.com/mean. That's FORHERS.com/mean for your personalized weight loss treatment options. forhers.com/mean. Enjoy. Also, not to quick change subjects, but I want to read you something that's really funny. Okay, yeah, read it to me.
So you know how you have not been having like the best time being pregnant. So Hailey Bieber is also pregnant, as you know.
Yes.
You guys are having wildly different experiences.
I did see one quote that like E! News got like 3 weeks ago of her, and it was like, so who's going to tell me about the back pain? And the comments were like, literally, yeah, that's the one symptom people talk about.
Like, I found this, the article, and I read it, and I was cracking up because, like, this is no hate to Hailey, but she's just one of those people who, she's God's favorite. Like, she gets she gets the good of everything. She's beautiful. Her pregnancy experience is wonderful. But I was laughing because I'm like, oh, Alex and Hailey could not be any different. And she was like, so some of the things she talked about in the article, she was like, after a first trimester marked by acute morning sickness, I don't know why they call it because it lasts all day, but I was like, acute? Alex said I wouldn't say she had acute morning sickness, but she was like, I'm finally at the home stretch of feeling good thanks to strength training workouts, high protein diets. Her publicist brings her several grocery bags of prepared food from Erewhon, just like all this crazy stuff. And she was like, as a self-proclaimed foodie, she allows herself one extravagant thing during pregnancy, and that's hiring a private chef to prepare meals for her now. And I'm just like, Hailey.
I'm sorry. That's like, I love Hailey Bieber. That's a little tone deaf.
Right? I'm like, don't you already have a private chef?
If somebody just brought me, because if bringing you bags of like prepared food from Erewhon, that's lovely.
Right?
I would feel better too. If I did have a high protein diet, I'm sure there are studies that show a high protein diet does help the nausea. All you want is a bagel or like a greasy pizza. Like there are times I will be like, come on, Alex, let's just try to eat a turkey patty. I eat the turkey patty, feel sicker than a dog. I order Pizza Hut. I'm like, oh, I got a little relief. Like I feel pretty good. So I'm just like, oh, you got the chef. That's nice. I bet you do feel good after those strength trainings too. I couldn't do a strength training if you paid me.
Right? I can just picture her having like a personal trainer taking her through like this beautiful little Pilates class in her home gym, and then her publicist coming over with a bag of Erewhon groceries, and then her private chef making her dinner. And I'm like, what a life. What a pregnant life. Like I wish I was Hailey Bieber pregnant.
I think I would feel great.
Yeah.
Especially if I could just decide around 4 what really sounded good for dinner, and then somebody could like prepare it to a T. I mean, because pregnancy revolves around one thing, and it's eating. So if you had a chef, it'd be great.
I would love for a famous person like Hailey Bieber just to come out being like, being pregnant sucked. I was so in pain and sad. Like similar feelings how you feel. But I'm just like, people, we need the realness, because I would bet my life that 90% of people have had a hard pregnancy.
Yes, and I'll see workout videos. Me and my friends will just send them back and forth, and it's just like, I just can't. Like, I just could not get there to do the workout.
No. I just like, whenever I see influencers, and like Hailey has all these super cute outfits on, and I'm like, I don't think you've gained weight anywhere except in your perfectly round belly. I don't understand how that happens.
She's basketball pregnant, right? Like some people are pregnant everywhere.
Yeah.
I have seen some trends of like pregnancy face. Because it's a real thing, right? Like your face just gets pregnant and swollen.
Yes.
And it just is what it is. And I have seen some remarkable, like before and afters, and you just gotta laugh and be like, girl, you did. You just have pregnancy face. Like I have it. And I look at Hailey and I'm like, you're just pregnant in that stomach.
She's actually more beautiful now.
She's just adorable, and like she has the pregnancy glow, and that's so true. Someone tells me I'm glowing, I'm like, put a sock in it. Put a sock in it. I am not.
With pregnancy face, do you go back to your normal face once the baby's born, or do you like get stuck that way?
No, it goes back. It's like your feet and your ankles too. Like my toes are just like they've like doubled in size, just like my specific, like my feet have. But they say you're never more swollen than if you choose to get an epidural, like that pumps like swelling into you, I guess. So you just are like a basketball face, but then it goes down.
I don't know if you can. That's probably too hard for you to see, and we'll have Ian put it on the screen. I mean, she looks like a perfect model in this picture. Besides her basketball,
Just adorable. It's just adorable.
I'm just like, what does it feel like to be God's favorite?
High intensity workouts and a chef. That's so great.
I know.
Okay.
It was just making me laugh. I'm like, I have to share this with Alex. She'll just get a
What I have
kick out of it.
Yeah, what I have to say to that is awesome.
Oh, good for you, Haley. I'm so glad. And then she talks about in the article that she got like a bigger ring. That's like it's because everyone was like, you got a carat, or your ring's so big, and she's like, it's only a carat bigger. And I'm like, you already have like a 12-carat ring. I'm like, Haley, come on. You're killing me over here. I'm trying to root for you, girl, but I just can't.
Some things, and I think it's just healthy to say some things are highly unrelatable, and that whole experience that you just shared is just highly unrelatable.
Right.
There's just not one part of that you just talked about that I relate to. Just so everyone listening is aware, if you're wondering like how far off is Haley's experience from yours, well, I'm 0 to 100 from her.
Oh my God, I'm dead. Something you can relate to though, well, maybe, because it's another article I read. I was like, I just want to share some fun articles with Alex. People magazine came out with an article and it says men with beards may be more stable romantic partners, studies say. And Harrison has a beard.
Yay. I saw you put that in there. What are they basing that off of?
So it says men with beards aren't necessarily out looking for a new partner, just keeping the ones they have, according to a study published by Archives of Sexual Behavior, while clean-shaven men report more mate-seeking motivation. Men having more facial hair reported less mate-seeking motivation, but more mate retention and kin care motivation. Oh no, pop up. The study, which looked at 414 men aged 18 to 40, and exclaimed their facial hair enhancement motivation. So I guess long story short, men who have facial hair, maybe they're like, I guess I need to know, does this person with facial hair, did they have facial hair before they found you too?
I'll say this because I thought that it was like, I was like, based on what? But now I'm going through every guy I know in my head. And even the ones I don't know personally, but I know them on Instagram and I know the stereotype of them. I can't think of one player that I know that has a beard.
Oh, I can.
Really?
The guy I dated.
Does he have a beard? He's a mustache.
Beard.
Did he have a full beard?
Yeah. Or did he have a
really?
mustache? Yeah.
I knew he had this. Oh, I didn't think he had this.
Yeah, I think. Well, now that I think of it, actually.
No, I don't think he to me isn't, I'm not thinking scruff beard.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know if I've dated anyone with like, actually, no, I did date someone in Minnesota with a full-blown beard. Oh, wait, no, the study is that they're good guys. Yeah. I mean, Pete, when I think about Pete, I think of him with facial hair just because like he has a 5 o'clock shadow at like 12. So
and some guys just don't.
Yeah, so maybe that is true. But the way I think of it is, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I would agree if they currently have a beard because that means like they're like comfortable and they're not like clean cut going out and about to look for somebody. But I need to know like if these people had facial hair pre their mate.
All right, hold on.
Do you want me to send it to you?
I'm gonna look up because Harrison has a beard right now, right?
Does he not always have a beard?
I don't know. I can't remember on our first date if he did or not.
Oh, I feel like Harrison's that person where, like, if he
oh no, he did
fully shaved his beard, you'd be like, you get not jumps. That sounds so mean, but like my best friend, her husband shaved his beard one time, and the daughter was like, "Where's Daddy?" Because he just looked, he just looked so different.
Where they're like, wait, what? No, he had a beard on our first date. I was gonna say a lot of suitors, I feel like a lot of guys out there on the prowl are totally clean cut.
Yeah. Like when you think of like the song, like I'm looking for a man in finance, 6'5", blue eyes, my brain immediately goes to a guy with a fully clean cut face.
Have you seen them stitch that with Trump because he's like 6'6"?
Yeah. Kamala gets Brat, like the Apple song, and Trump gets looking for a man in finance, 6'5".
They're like, he's in finance, he's 6'6".
Trump is
Trust fund.
6'6".
His son Barron, do you know how tall Barron is?
6'8". I'm just guessing.
6'9".
Ooh. Well,
I had to Google.
They definitely have.
I was doing both sides.
They definitely have the good old fashioned 6'6". I'm just kidding.
100%.
Wow, I didn't know how tall is Biden.
Great question.
I'm just like thinking about them standing on stage together. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter anymore, I guess, but like, I'm just like
6 foot. That feels like a roster height. Wow, Obama's 6'2". I would have thought Obama was like 6'6".
I mean, he's just, yeah, because he's so slender.
Melania is 5'11". She's tall.
I mean, I just think about being a man and like standing on stage with a man who is 6 inches taller than you.
Debating you.
Oh my God.
I did text my friend when Biden dropped out, and I was like, I'm just sad because we've had a lot of really good comedy skits for like the political climate. I'm going to miss those.
Right? Kamala is 5'5".
She's tiny, tinier than I thought.
She's a little peanut. Oh my God.
Did you see Elon Musk? So Elon endorsed Trump, right? Elon gives Trump like $45 million a month, which is crazy to his campaign. And Trump didn't know it, which I thought was funny. But did you see Elon retweeted this thing of Kamala? And he's like, we could not have 4 years of this. And it's Kamala being like, hi, my name's Kamala. She's addressing like a camera. She's like, my pronouns are she, her. I'm standing here. I'm in a mask and I'm wearing a blue suit. She's like describing herself. And Elon's like, she lists her pronouns and like describes what she's wearing. And all the comments are like, hey, asshole, she's talking to a group of blind people. She was addressing. And it's just like, yep, you just can't make up the internet right now.
Literally, what is going on? That, I know I shouldn't laugh at that.
The comments were undefeated. Because I was like, that's crazy. She's telling us she's in a blue suit. We got it. Then I read the comments and I was like, Elon, delete the tweet.
Which surprises me because Elon is usually pretty like educated.
Usually pretty on it.
That kills me. That's like when people are like, conspiracy theories is like Helen Keller isn't real. There's no way. Sorry, this is no correlation besides Helen Keller is also blind, but they're like, there's no way.
Dude.
The conspiracy theory is there's no way that someone that was blind and deaf could have gotten to where she is at the level of success because you can't read or see. I know that sounds so bad, but like it's a legitimate conspiracy theory that I've looked into before. People think she never existed.
Right. Oh no, really? I don't know. Here's the thing. I saw something online the other day and I just bought it for fact. Like I just watched it. I just watched one video and I like went and repeated it. And then I was like, I have got to go research things. Like I can't even remember it was pregnancy. I asked my doctor about it today, actually. It was pregnancy brain is a real thing because your brain actually shrinks by size because it's trying to give things, like it's why you can't remember things because your brain. And so I just went downstairs and I was like, your brain shrinks. And then I was like, hold on. I need to ask somebody if your brain, and it turns out your brain does shrink, but it's like, we need to fact check these things. Like, Helen Keller, it's like, did anybody just Google if she really was real?
Well, I mean, she was a real person, but people don't believe she was deaf and blind.
I mean, you see Stevie Wonder with Shaq in the elevator. Have you heard that story? I mean, that one gets me.
What?
Stevie Wonder was in an elevator and then Shaq got in and he was like, what's up, Shaq, or something. But they were like, how does he know?
Oh, yeah, that's also another conspiracy theory that he was never actually blind.
Yeah, people think he can see.
I would pay like actual dollars to watch you walk down the stairs to say a crazy fact to Harrison because I can just see him being like, show me the facts right now. Show me the facts.
Did you read about that?
No. Like, I don't think you can get anything past Harrison without showing facts.
No, Harrison. So Harrison's one of the smartest people that I know, right? It's one of the things I like about him. He can't get a dish in the dishwasher. And so I go downstairs.
Sounds like my brother.
And I'm like, why can't the dishes get in the dishwasher? And he's like, you're not going to believe me. But the other day I opened up the dishwasher and the dishwasher was running. And so I don't know if the dishes are clean or if the dishes are dirty or if the dishwasher's running. And I was like, you're too smart to say that to me. Like, you don't get to use that. Next.
He sounds like my brother. My brother is so smart. And he'll just be like, I just don't understand how you do laundry. And I'm like, you're too smart to say
you're
that.
Lazy.
Right?
Yeah, like, you don't get to use that excuse. Just say you don't want to put the dish in the dishwasher. That's better.
What is that? What is that meme where it's like, you don't get, what is that? Oh, it's Kourtney Kardashian. You don't get an award.
Yeah, I've seen that. No, I made a video this morning about Harrison. I was just like, he can't get, and then because I was like, what I should do is order the clean dirty thing. You know, you've seen those on dishwashers when they're clean, you flip it to clean. When it's dirty, you flip it to dirty. I guess that'll solve our problem. It won't, but
I almost had to do it with my roommate because she'd be like, I never know. And I'm like, how about when it says it's done, you automatically just unload the dishwasher?
Yeah. Yeah. How do I know if it's running?
Right? I'm dead. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay. So this is like a real thing from one of my friends. So my friend, you know what? I'm gonna say it's my brother. I'm so bad about like making up lies. And I don't think brother. He doesn't listen, and the girl doesn't listen either. So I can just say it. We won't clip it, so it's fine. It's so hard for me to like make up like fake people. I'm just like, let me just tell the real story. So my brother was dating someone who lived in Brazil, and they dated for like a year. And like she fully lived in Brazil. He fully lived in where he lives, and her sister lives where my brother lives. So that's how they met. She was there for a good amount of time. But when you don't live in the United States, like you only can be in the United States for a certain amount of time before your visa runs out. So the way it works is like 60 days in the United States, you got to go back to Brazil for 60 days. And they did that where like she would then come to visit him. And then when she would go back to Brazil, he would visit her. And it like took a toll on both of them because it's kind of like, what's the longevity of this? Like until one of us moves to a different country, what's going to happen? So a few months ago, they ended things. And my brother was like, he actually was like, you should talk about this on the podcast and see what people think. So I'm thinking that maybe he's going to be okay with me saying this. He was like, what's better, a messy or a clean breakup? Because their breakup was very amicable, clean, sweet for a reason of long distance. But now it was, I don't know where they sit now. Cause like I said, this was like a month or so ago, but then they were still like talking every day. And he was just like, I almost wish one of us did something horrible. So it would just be like an easy break. And I'm like, that's a great question.
So this one broke my brain. Like, I think amicable is harder because you soften to the idea of them and like you do drag it on and you still talk and then, you know, you're really sweet about them and then you start to probably question in your mind. And then when it's a messy breakup and you hate them, you know, it's hard. Like, you don't advise anybody to hate anybody, but I think it is easier to move on if it's messy.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm fully with you. I would much rather have someone like cheat on me than just it be like, oh, long distance didn't work, because the way my brain works is I would always have them in the back of my mind, like maybe they'll come back around. Maybe I should just like not get serious with anyone else because like it'll work out in the future. Like I'm someone, I need it cold turkey. I need like a legit reason I need to never talk to this person again.
Totally. And it's like I guess that's a really good way to put it, of like when it's messy, you've got a black and white line and you're pissed off. not even maybe you're not mad, but it's black and white. When it's amicable, it's like so gray. And you're like, we just kind of ended things because it didn't really work, but I still really like them. It's like, well, that's hard. That's hard.
Yeah, because like then people will be like, right person, wrong time, which, do you believe in that?
Right person, wrong time. Okay. Experientially speaking, no. From my experience, that doesn't exist. No, I think I actually definitely don't believe in that. Do you?
No, I don't. I also always, it's funny because like my therapist used to always say to me, right person, wrong time still equals wrong person. And because like with previous people I dated, I used to always think that I'm like, maybe it's just like the wrong time because they don't want a relationship right now. And she was like, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as right person, wrong time.
I don't think there is because I think right person, no
Mhm.
matter the timing.
Yeah, I agree.
Almost would die on that hill.
Yeah, I think I feel like that's like a huge debate in the world of dating where people, they just use that as like a nice excuse. Like especially with like clean breakups, it's like they're the right person, just the wrong time. Maybe we'll reconnect in the future. And it's like, no. Just gotta.
No, I don't think that you will. And I think holding on to that thought is really dangerous because you let it linger in your head where I'm trying to think, like, I do think I could offer something here because like I did get divorced, right? And it's like, was there any part of it that ever lingered? And there really wasn't. I think lingering would be dangerous. I think it would end up being more hurtful because have you seen these memes online where it's a girl texting and then a pack of guys run by and it's like the universe is trying to give you options, but your ex just texts you so you're looking down so you miss it. It's like those are really funny in theory, but actually I think if you're still occupied with something you left it for a reason. But if you don't open your eyes to what's in front of you, I do think timing wise you would miss something that could be good for you.
That's actually so valid. I had a friend who let this guy he was just such a jerk to her. And they were like on and off for, I think it was like 2 years. And she tried to date guys in between when they were off. And I always would say, like, if you allow him to occupy your brain, you're like, people are going to feel that energy and you're never going to fully give yourself to someone. And then as soon as she like cut him off, like fully, she met her now boyfriend and they're happy as can be. Because she was missing out opportunities.
I do think that's really real. And it's the same exact thing as like when you go out looking for somebody versus when you don't.
Yeah.
Like I think the universe just kind of like puts things in front of you and your eyes are open to them in both those scenarios. I think that's really real.
Yeah. No, I could not agree more.
I do.
Due to time, do you want to quick do listener question?
Yeah, let's do it. I have one Olympics thing I have to tell you.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. How could I forget?
We don't have to do a lot of the Olympics things, but I do have to tell you one.
Yes, because it comes out like Friday. Or it would already have come out by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah, so it came out 2 days ago. And I think that I was like reading about it. There's not like a ton of drama that's happened so far. But one thing I did, I'll take out the most important part in my opinion. Okay, so there's 10,500 athletes at the Olympics. How many condoms do they have in the athletes' housing?
Like, are they given or do they find in the trash?
They're given, gifted out.
Oh, I would say a pack each. How many comes in a pack? Like 12?
So, okay, wait. So you think
12
okay,
times, what would that be? You say 10,500?
10,500. So you're guessing there's 125,000 condoms in Athletes Village.
Yes.
12 per athlete. There's 300,000. That's how many. And they had to up it. They had to up it from the Olympics at Rio because they ran out.
Are they literally given like a gift bag of condoms?
Yes, they're given like on their bed like a gift bag, and that's what's in there because they say what do they call it? The Olympic Village is just a hookup party, but I never knew to the tune of what.
I wonder why that is. Do you think it's because it's the first time these people are getting together with people that they can relate to? It's kind of like Bachelor Nation. They all just like hook up.
So what I have not read but did hear the other day was the more in shape you are, the more horny you are. Don't know, didn't fact check it. But it would make sense here.
Interesting. Because that's wild to me.
Know. wild.
Wasn't
It's
there
insane.
an Olympics where there was like a STD or STI breakout where like everyone was getting, am I totally making that up, like chlamydia or something?
No, I actually think there was. I don't know which one it was, but I do think that happened.
Pete told me that, I can't remember what Olympics it was, but they made the beds out of cardboard to prevent people from hooking up because the bed would break more easily. So they would be like a cardboard mattress or a bedding, and then they put a mattress over it. And he said like they did that as a way to try to stop the hookup culture, but I don't think it worked.
It's like that's actually a really good idea. It's so prevalent. Like I had no idea. It's just like every single Olympics. It's just, how do they even focus though? I'm like, I'd be like, I don't want to stay in the village.
Also, if I was an Olympian, I'd be like, I need to sleep, rest.
Yeah, like I can't be jacking with people texting me or anything like that. We can't be flirting. I mean, there's no time. And we made it to the Olympics,
right? That is
no distractions now.
They need to make a reality show about the Olympics village.
Yeah, no, they really do. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that a crazy number?
That's wild.
Yeah. So that's my little. Okay, all right. We can do the listener question. Okay, listener question. I will read by Yusip. Hi guys, love the podcast so much. I started listening recently, and I'm starting at the beginning, so I'm not sure if you've talked about this yet, but do you have any thoughts on anxious versus avoidant attachment styles? My boyfriend, 25, and I, 24, have been together on and off for 8 years now, but we've been on for just over a year and we don't currently live together. We recently got an argument and I wanted to talk the rest out in person, but my boyfriend wanted space like for a day to cool off. That's just the total opposite of what I need. I need reassurance and to feel connected again after an argument and ultimately make sure it's been resolved. Why is it that I have to bend on how we resolved issues, but he doesn't?
So I thought this was an interesting question because I've done a lot of work with attachment styles because I am both anxious and avoidant. And it's interesting how she was saying, why do I have to bend, but he doesn't? And I don't think she should look at it like that. I think she should look at it as like compromising to both, where give him his space and then allow him to give you the reassurance you need. Because if you don't give him his space, he won't be able to give you what you need in return.
I think that's a really good point. Like they are going to talk about it at some point. So it's not going to be right now. And it does feel like if it's not right now that you are the one bending, but that's not necessarily true. Just give them space and then have your talk, and then he can show up at his best possible way because his brain probably can't compute that quickly.
Yeah, like Pete is very secure, and when we fight, I get a little avoidant. So I tell him, I'm like, I need my space. What that means is I won't leave the apartment, but I will go to a different room. Because I don't think it's fair if this guy is like disappearing for like a day. But like if they can compromise where maybe he just goes into another room, or he like gives her a time where he's like, I will call you in 5 hours, or I will see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. I think that would be like a really good compromise.
Yeah, because it's a very real thing to be like, how can you go about your day with this unresolved? But just as much as you can't fathom that, can he not fathom needing space because he can't possibly digest what's happening unless he has space? And then he can come back and talk, but it's like seriously a wave overtaking you.
Yeah.
If it's any other way. And so it's like he needs space. He has to have it. She wants to talk about it right then. She's going to have to wait.
Yeah. So I think if he just gives her like a set, like if he stays but goes in a different room or gives her a set time, that will help her anxious attachment style. And I don't think he's being too avoidant if he gives her like a specific time frame. But like if someone's avoidant, like he needs like a clear head.
He does need a clear head, but I do think like avoidant, the problem with avoidant is they could avoid forever, right? And so it's like you do have to give them an end time.
Yes, exactly.
Like set a time, and then I think that's the best of both worlds.
I agree. Also, too, the on and off for 8 years makes me nervous, but I guess that's a different story for a different time.
The what? Yeah, the on and off. Yeah. Now that.
Now, I think you guys should just break up. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe.
So the real problem is actually not the attachment styles.
I'm like, for 8 years, you've been on and off again, and you're 24 years old? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, you know what? If we're betting, I'm so sorry to say this, but you're right, J-Dub. We're gonna have to have a really hard come to Jesus breakup. It's gonna sting so bad. Nothing's gonna hurt worse than that,
right? I think everyone needs,
because of it.
Everyone needs to go through one heartbreak in life, though. It really makes you stronger.
You have to, but I tell you what, having like a little girl in my stomach, I think about her being 16 sometimes, and I think about when I had my heart broken in high school. I thought it was the end of the world, and my parents were like, "You are going to laugh about this," and I do. I look back and I literally crack up because I thought I was like in love, and I just couldn't have been further from it. Like, you don't have a clue.
Oh my God, when I went through a breakup at like 25, I thought it was the end of the world. And now the older I got, I went through breakups and I was like, whatever, it happens. Because like you go through more breakups and you realize they're okay.
Yeah, you realize they actually weren't the one.
Yeah.
It's when you're younger. I think when you're younger, what you do is you imagine them with somebody else, but they're supposed to be yours. And when you're older, you're just like, it just wasn't meant to be.
Exactly. And like you also know that you'll find someone else because you found other people before. So you're like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah, it's so funny. We do mature with age. Okay, do we want to do Rex?
Yes. What's yours?
I'm going to think about mine. My Rex. Oh, I have a food wreck.
Oh, also, I have a really happy fun fact to tell you quick before we sign off too. But what's your food wreck?
Okay, what? My food wreck is chicken crusted Caesar salad pizza, but you use chicken as the crust and you lay it out as like a really thin layer. It's ground chicken and you put spices in it and you put Parmesan in it. And you spread it really thin. You bake that. And then you put on top of it, like we did last night, we put a Caesar salad on top of it. So it tastes like a Caesar salad pizza. And it's really yummy.
Wow, I think Pete would really love to live with you guys because he literally just made that last week and I did not eat it. I was like, no, I'm good.
That doesn't sound good. It's good. It was good. So then somebody messaged me and they were like, you should just use that pizza crust for any, like put pepperonis on it. And I was like, never thought about that.
I did take a bite and it was actually very good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Okay, what's your rec and then what's your thing?
Okay, so my rec was Twisters, but since we talked about it, this Summer Fridays lip gloss that I was wearing last episode and this episode because a few people were like, oh my God, I like your lip gloss. And it's in the color cherry. Summer Fridays.
Love it. Absolutely. Okay, great.
So the fun fact is, did you watch the season premiere Presumed Innocence?
The season premiere?
It was it's tonight. Tonight's Wednesday.
Is premiere mean the end?
Finale. I'm sorry. Season finale.
Oh, I was like, are you kidding? It's tonight?
Yeah, but they just got renewed for season 2 because it's apparently Apple TV's most watched show. So now Pete and I are freaking out that what if we don't figure out what happens?
I'm gonna
be so pissed.
Are you kidding me? I thought we were like 3 episodes away from the end because there's no way it can be tonight.
It's tonight. But then it makes me think like they made this series before it got renewed. So maybe we do get like a little taste of who actually did it. But I'm like very nervous to watch the premiere or finale.
It's tonight. Oh my gosh. I thought this was just like, I thought there was 12 episodes. There's 8?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really going to ruin my life. Okay.
So, but season 2 is coming.
Man.
Because it's the most watched show.
Why is there a season 2? I don't know. Now I'm confused. I thought it was just a one and done.
Let's just do limited series, people. We don't need season 2.
Give me the ending. Come on. You can't drag me on. Because season 2 isn't even going to be good. I don't know. Oh, this is a lot.
I know. It's a lot for you to handle, but we'll report back on how we feel about the finale next week.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm very excited to watch it.
Me too. So, wow. Stay tuned.
Okay. Really massively. Just ruined my day.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
I almost DM'd it to you, but I was like, she doesn't like her DMs. I'll just tell her. I'll tell her live.
Yeah. I've really been off the DMs lately.
Good. You don't need to be.
People are like, you know what you can't do when you're pregnant? And it's like, you know what you can't do is tell me.
Oh my God, I'm dead. Okay, you have an appointment.
Yep.
So you gotta out of here.
I gotta go. We gotta hang up this phone line.
And Julie's like, and now. Okay, so we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Okay, love you guys. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Okay, that's it for today's episode. As always, thank you for listening to Mean Girl Pod, powered by Just Media House. I'm Alex Bennett.
And I'm Jordyn Woodruff. So, AB, do what you do best.
If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, rate, and review. We are at Mean Girl Pod on all platforms. Stay connected with us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Snapchat at Mean Girl Pod. Podcast and social artwork and post-production by Creative Evolution Studios. Theme song to the Mean Girl Pod performed by Sergi Asbel. Mean Girl Pod, we're your besties in your ear. New episodes every Monday.